Alfa Romeo is back. What changes has the team made? The 2022 season has seen some positive surprises, and one of them has been the Alfa Romeo. How did the team manage to secure a safe place in the midfield? The team has been performing extraordinarily well, and it's safe to say that their success hasn't been relying on luck or on the other drivers' bad performances. Maybe a Bahrain where both Red Bulls retired and Bottas along with Zhou were able to climb 2 spots further than their initial placements, but other than that, the C42 has been extraordinarily good, especially with Bottas. The Finn has seen 1 retirement in Jeddah, but has managed to be in the mix for points for the majority of races, with him having the opportunity to fight for the podium in Imola if the pit stop wasn't so slow. So, what has the team made in order to make such rapid progress and improvements in the new season? Well, Alfa Romeo has made significant changes when it comes to aerodynamic upgrades to their car. There has been a total of 3 sets of changes, all of them being considered as coordinated updates of the car's airflow. However, these changes are really revolutionary because they are representing a change of philosophy in how the rear section, known as the Coke bottle, contributes to the car's aerodynamics. You're probably left in wonder about this Coke bottle section, so we'll explain more about it. That way, you'll have a perfect understatement of how it works and why is it important to make update here to improve the aerodynamics of the car. The Coke bottle is a specific section of the lower bodywork, located at the rear between the floor and engine cover, with it swooping dramatically inwards. Ever since 1980, it has been a standard feature of an F1 car design with an interesting principle of functioning. The principle of Coke bottle is that the sudden in-sweep creates an air pressure reduction which the oncoming air rushes to fill. This sequence of events speeds up the airflow along the car's lower flanks, resulting in maximizing its speed as it travels through the gap between the rear wheels and the roof of the diffusers. The faster the air flows, the more downforce is created in principle, and this airflow comes into an interaction with the one that exits the diffusers from the underfloor. The greater the enhancements of that in-sweep, the greater the pressure drop, resulting in enlargement of the effects. But the Coke bottle design has seen some interesting combinations in the previous years, and one of the most recent and probably effective ones is by combining it with the Sidepods. Let's have a little insight at Sidepods 2 while we're here explaining all the important stuff revolving around an F1 car. The Sidepods are the element that is mostly used for an engine cooldown. Their main purpose is to guide the air inside of an F1 car, therefore providing a cooling effect to it. Apart from that, they also have an aerodynamic purpose, which is emphasized by combining them with the Coke bottle section of the car. The radiators are built into the Sidepods, and the opening on the sides of the car are used to catch air. This air is furthermore used to feed the radiators with the much needed cooling effect, inhibiting the internal parts of the car from overheating. Different cars have different approaches to the Sidepods philosophy. For example, Mercedes have decided to go with the no-pod sidepod design, a pretty revolutionary and innovative approach as both the drivers have a different opinion on this question. Back to the Alfas, the original design of the C42 saw the Coke bottle part of the body of the car combined with the Sidepods as it should be. The Alfas have exited the first 3 racing events with this design, but the undercut that was present here was removed from the Coke bottle section in Imola. This resulted in the bodywork coming down to meet the floor much further outboard than before, meaning that there is less floor area that is exposed ahead of the rear tyres. The Sidepods of the C42 here are much bulkier than before in their lower regions, which can be seen if you compare the cars Alfa used in the first 3 races to the one they used to race in Imola. But why did Alfa use this innovative approach? According to team executives, this innovation has been able to tie up the flow of air in front of the rear tyres, which goes to improve the flow to the diffuser and the overall aerodynamic efficiency of the package. In response to the new aero regulations of this year, introducing the twin Venturi tunnels beneath the floor, teams are still in the early stages of finding the perfect balance between upper and underbody airflow. So far, it seems like Red Bull is the only team that has this figured out almost at 100%. Another very important thing for Alfa is the engine. Alfa Romeo's engine supplier is Ferrari, and we all saw what Ferrari can do this season. Even the other team that is supplied by Ferrari, Haas, has managed to rack up some solid points, mostly through the performance of Kevin Magnussen. But the engine itself isn't enough for the team to perform well, and one excellent example of this is Aston Martin and Williams. Both teams are supplied by Mercedes, and their performance is very poor and disappointing to say the least. Both teams have performed poorly, and one fair excuse would be that Mercedes is not the top performing car of the season. However, not being able to even stick to the midfield teams and falling severely on the back of the grid is surely a huge punch in the guts for these sister factory teams as they'll look for further improvements in the upcoming races. Why are we making these examples for you? Because you should understand that the working principles and philosophy of an F1 car aren't what you see from the outside. Yes, it makes out for the biggest percentage of performance, but some aspects that cannot be seen are really the main skate holders that differ from the average of the top performing car. Alfa Romeo has been able to develop their car nicely, and the chief engineers do hope for further upgrades to extract the full potential of the C42. The team seems to move towards the Ferrari philosophy, and the latest changes regarding the improved outwash have allowed the teams to unlock more performance and better race pace. This potential has previously been lost due to the initial loss of energy from the Coke bottle section. Alfa Romeo has also made an alteration to the mini vanes located on either side of the central keel at the leading edge of the floor. The alteration is supposed to give the flow that takes fuller advantage of the new shape of the Sidepods. Apart from this, the team has introduced a small change to the rear brake ducts which allowed them to better align with the revised airflow resulting from the changes around the Coke bottle. So, what's next for Alfa? The team was on its back foot last year as they had to make a difficult decision on bringing a new rookie driver in Zhou or keeping Giovinazzi as Bottas was named the replacement for Kimi Räikkönen. Bottas has already proven himself as a versatile and persistent driver, and the team has decided to place the rookie alongside him, probably because of the funds he brings with his name. Zhou hasn't been disappointed so far, as he has managed to score on his debut at P10 in Bahrain. It seems like Alfa is in it for a good season, and it's up to us to wait and see how the team will develop further.